This video about benefits of taking glutamine and glutamate for health and longevity. So this is my own presentation. I made it with research and review of scientific literature. So, and this, my opinion is may coincide or may not coincide with official opinion. Mostly it is not completely different. This is why I say, okay, let's please, if you follow my ideas, my recommendations, please, it is all up to you and your responsibility. I am not a medical professional. I am doctor in science, actually in physics officially, but biology is my last resort. I mean, biology. I work in biology for a few years already, and I like it. I love it. I always loved biology, and now I work in it moreover professionally. So I go and I do research the same like I did before for physics and other subjects. Okay, so what we have. I recommend you to download presentation as PDF file. The link is in the description. And then it probably will save your time, but you also can go to the sources of information and decide for yourself. Make research yourself. This is what I always recommend. I did this research for myself, and to extend my lifespan, as I said, to a few hundred years or maybe longer. So let's go. Glutamine and glutamic acid are amino acids. Glutamine is classified as a neutral amino acid with pH value about neutral, about 5-6, and it is the most abundant amino acid in the human body. Glutamic acid is more acidic than glutamine, with pH value about 3.5, and then glutamate is the anion on glutamic acid, and sometimes glutamate and this glutamic acid, they have the same name. I mean, they are interchangeable. So sometimes if people say glutamate, sometimes it is glutamic acid, or maybe it is salt of glutamic acid. So monosodium glutamate, so-called MSG, is a monosodium salt of glutamic acid, and it is a common food additive to improve food, to make it delicious. And glutamine is salt, the same also salt, but monoammonium salt of glutamic acid. So you see the change, ammonium ion instead of sodium ion in this salt. So glutamine is produced in enzymatic reaction of glutamic acid or glutamate with ammonia in our bodies. In turn, it can be reversed. In turn, glutamine can be enzymatically degraded to glutamic acid or to glutamate to free ammonium moiety. Both glutamine and glutamate can be obtained from many protein-rich foods, and glutamine and glutamine can perform similar functions in the body, such as protein synthesis, energy production, and neurotransmission, because structure is very similar. Okay, we can look at the chemical composition of these substances. You see, this glutamate, it is actually ion of the glutamic acid. This is structure, and if this OH replaced by ammonia, we have glutamine. Yeah, but only one other OH is okay. So it is two basic acid. So it is acid of this why the glutamate is acidic. Or it can be replaced by any like potassium, sodium, like this. What is the value? I will talk about this later, that it can be converted to so-called ketoglutaric acid, and this is glutaric acid and ketoglutaric acid, and we will talk about this later. Okay, so however, glutamate has a bad reputation, and some dietitians recommend avoiding food rich in glutamate and processed food that have these additives of monosodium glutamate. And I was zombified. I never used these additives of monosodium glutamate. I was cooking with no additives, while Asian people, and I am in Thailand now, Asian people, they use a lot of monosodium glutamate. Okay. The dietitians claim that the consumption of food rich in glutamate is linked to the following heart complications: obesity, insulin resistance, allergic reaction, hypertension, headaches, anxiety, stress, depression, and even schizophrenia. Meanwhile, a large amount of monosodium glutamate is used in Japan, China, and the South Asian food preparation, as well as in fast food and highly processed food in Western countries. Monosodium glutamate gives a signal to our brains that we eat delicious, protein-rich food, even if we eat a noodle soup with no meat in it. Also, tomatoes, some mushrooms, and Parmesan cheese, so the best quality food, a part of the meat, is also have high concentration of free glutamate. Okay, so it is not bad, not bad. It's again, people use it, trust them. It is good substance, monosodium glutamate. No wonder that monosodium glutamate pushes people to overeat foods that are low in proteins but high in carbohydrates, eventually leading to overweight and obesity. Of course, if your food is delicious, you try to eat it because your body give you, okay, we have protein, we need protein, let's eat it more. And then eventually, if there is no protein in your noodle soup, then you will get overweight and you will get obesity, insulin resistance, etc. Okay, the consumption of monosodium glutamate as a source of glutamate in the Chinese population up to 40 milligram per kilo of body weight, or it is about 2.5 gram per person a day. In the USA, much more, interesting, that's much more. Glutamate intake is more than 15 gram per person per day on average, accounting for 20% of total amino acids intake. Why it is so much? It is first, it is additives of monosodium glutamate, but also it is glutamate from food from proteins. Okay, so it is altogether 15 gram per person. No, very easy. So glutamate and monosodium glutamate increase the acidity of gastric juice, as high acidity is necessary to digest proteins. Your body get a signal that you eat protein-rich food, and it is, of course, your body smarter than you. It is increasing acidity of gastric juice to digest the protein, and of course, again, higher acidity is necessary to digest proteins. Both glutamate and glutamine help to maintain integrity of the thin layer of epithelium cells lining the inside of our guts to prevent harmful substances and bacteria from entering the bloodstream. I was talking about this many times. It is so-called leaky gut syndrome. And again, my observations, again, that I got psoriasis in thyroid when I was eating too much fruits, and I didn't eat this monosodium glutamate. And then, but okay, shifting to carnivore diet, it's made me healthy. But yet I'm thinking, why Thai people who eat not so much protein as compared to me, they are not, they don't suffer from these autoimmune diseases. So I think it is can be a ground that taking glutamate, monosodium glutamate, maybe help to keep your guts and healthy. Okay. So okay, also glutamate, both glutamate and glutamine. So glutamate includes monosodium glutamate, may contribute to maintaining proper mucus production and secretion by epithelium cells for additional protection of your guts. Again, don't think again. I was zombified. I didn't take ever this monosodium glutamate, and it was my mistake. I believe so. So, okay, glutamate is the most common neurotransmitter in the brain and the primary excitatory neurotransmitter. I will go to the slide. Okay, this again. Look, composition of the share of the glutamate among other neurotransmitters is huge. It is the most abundant neurotransmitter in comparison with GABA, acetylcholine, and serotonin. Okay, you see that glutamate is big subject, big neurotransmitter. So glutamate is a precursor molecule for the production of GABA, or GABA. This is another important neurotransmitter. And glutamate is critical for synaptic plasticity, which is the brain ability to adapt and change in response to learning and experience. Aging is often associated with reduced synaptic plasticity, which can affect cognitive abilities. So the concentration of glutamate and glutamine, both, are decreasing significantly with age in humans. So deamination of glutamate and glutamine generates alpha-ketoglutarate. This is what I was talking a little bit recently, and this is a very important metabolite of in the Krebs cycle, which helps generate molecules of ATP. It is improving your health, it improving your energy, and studies have linked supplements of alpha-ketoglutarate with increased health and lifespan in mice. There was a few years ago, I have a video on it. I criticized it because the daily dose for a man of this ketoglutarate was about $30 American. Price was about $30 American per day to keep these supplements. But again, if glutamate and glutamine can be transformed inside our cells to alpha-ketoglutarate, why to pay so much money? Okay, glutamine can also serve as biosynthetic precursor for arginine. Arginine is, I have it, I use it. It is very good substance. It is a source of nitric oxide, and it can dilate our blood vessels, and it is again, and even it improves production of human growth hormone. Again, it's very important, okay, stuff. So you see, so again, we have this glutamine, both glutamine and glutamate participate in this signal transmission between the synapses, and then you see it is very complicated. It's very important stuff, and no wonder that it is so big part of the old transmittance of this neurotransmittance is glutamate. Okay, so the structure of neurotransmitters. Okay, we have glutamate, and we have quite similar structure of GABA and acetylcholine, which is also very, very important neurotransmitter. And other stuff, it is more and dopamine, serotonin, etc. It is different structure. They are not produced from glutamate. They are produced from this aromatic stuff, especially endophyrin. Yeah. Okay, let's go next. So. Okay, then as I said, glutamine and glutamate, they are interchangeable. So with some enzymes, they can go this or back, and then glutamate, not the glutamine, but glutamate can be converted to ketoglutarate, and ketoglutarate is participate in this Krebs cycle to produce energy. Actually, it is we produce energy in mitochondria, and again, it is very, very important. So some people, again, the advertisement was such that alpha-ketoglutarate supplements increase longevity of mice considerably, or 50% or about this, and you see comparison the mice who didn't get this alpha-ketoglutarate, and this mice were getting, and it is like revolution, and it is $30 American per day. Okay, but instead you can just take glutamate. What is glutamate? Monosodium glutamate, cheap and easy. Okay, that's okay, very easy. Okay. But okay, it is not, everything is not so easy. Again, you have to be careful about this. Okay, glutamine is known to support the function of immune cells, including lymphocytes and macrophages and other natural killers and other immune cells, helping them carry out the immune surveillance efficiently. Okay, this is again very important because immune cells, they don't use glucose as a source of energy. They don't use fat as a source of energy. They use glutamate and glutamine. Okay, glutamine. About glutamine, it is clear. Glutamine is, I don't know, it's not yet defined. Okay, glutamine deficiency leads to macrophage dysfunction and apoptosis. So it is important to get enough of glutamine. But as they are interchangeable, then glutamate and glutamine, can be not directly, but they can replace each other. Okay, then go glutamate and especially this monosodium glutamate play roles in various cellular processes, including energy production and metabolism. However, the direct impact on immune cell function is not widely studied and recognized. Why? Good question. Why? Because monosodium glutamate is very cheap. Who will pay for this research if the difference in price, it's about more than 10 times, minimum 10 times difference. So, and glutamine is can be sold as supplement, and monosodium glutamate is cheap like dirt. Okay, so nobody will invest money to this research. Nobody. Okay, but this makes us uncertain. Maybe it works, maybe not. I don't know. You probably will have to try again. If you are a brave person, you can try on yourself. But again, it is not my responsibility. Okay, as I said, glutamate as a precursor of glutamine, at least can indirectly support macrophages and other immune cells functions by contributing to the pool of available glutamine. Okay, glutamine, sure, it works. Okay, it was established because it is expensive. They got some funding for this, for the research. In theory, glutamate could potentially contribute to cellular metabolism and directly support immune cell function, but to draw any conclusion about potential immune supporting effects, it's difficult. More research would be needed, and this never will be done for sure, because monosodium glutamate, nobody can profit from this research. Nobody, only you personally. If it works for you, okay, I don't know, but we have to try probably again if you are a brave person. So then we are coming to glutathione. Glutathione is a natural antioxidant in the human body which protects cells from damage caused by oxidative stress. Precursors of the glutathione are cysteine, glycine, and glutamate. Glutamate, not glutamine. Glutamate. So I mean glutamic acid and salts of glutamic acid. Among these, cysteine is often considered the rate-limiting factor in glutathione synthesis. N-acetylcysteine is a precursor to cysteine and is commonly used as dietary supplement to support glutathione production. Okay, I used it. It works. Yeah, good. And price is it's quite reasonable price, and you don't need it much again. So glutamine is not direct precursor to glutathione production. However, in some studies, glutamine has been shown to have a positive impact on glutathione level, but the mechanisms involved are not fully understood. Yeah, because actually you need glutamate, not glutamine, glutamate. And as for glutamate and monosodium glutamate, the direct role in promoting synthesis of this glutathione is not well established. Yeah, sure, nobody pay money for such research. Glutamine enhanced this level. Glutamine enhanced the level of glutathione under shortage of glutamine, but caused a diminishing of the glutathione synthesis under optimal of supply. So it is not clear. It is not clear. Again, they are interchangeable, but if you take too much of the glutamate, well, it's probably not good for production of this antioxidant glutathione. Okay, be careful. Okay, industrially, glutamic acid is produced by bacterial fermentation of glucose in the presence of ammonia. Monoammonium glutamate, this is glutamine, this is actually glutamate, but just one, you have ammonia in the structure. This make it glutamine. So it is a result of the reaction of ammonia with glutamic acid. And what is interesting, pure monosodium glutamate is produced from monoammonium glutamate, also glutamine, in the cation replacement reaction. So it is again interchangeable. They are both salts, everything, not much difference, only difference that sodium replaced by ammonia and vice versa. And this monosodium glutamate is widely used as food additive and available in food stores for about $2 per kilo. Nothing. It's actually nothing. You cannot buy good good sort of table salt for cheaper than this. $2 per kilo. Then glutamine powder is available as a supplement already for $20 per kilo, and if it is like from Western countries, it is much more expensive. It is $20. It is from China, from AliExpress. So glutamic acid powder is available for research for about $200 per kilo. Okay, it is again why it is the price is so much, because monosodium glutarate is produced in huge volumes, and this glutamine powder is only as a supplement, and glutamic acid for research. So it is again to cover the labor cost. It is expensive. Okay, high doses of monosodium glutamate may have side effects such as acidosis when the blood becomes too acidic. Okay, because this salt is acidic. When it gets to blood, acidity is it's growing, because even salt, this monosodium glutamate, is acidic a little bit. Then glutamine can also have some side effects, such as ammonia toxicity, which is a condition where blood becomes too alkaline, because again ammonia can go to the blood and then it gets alkaline. So it has to be carefully used. Okay, you have to understand how it works. Glutamine supplements are marketed for a variety of health benefits, including gut health, muscle building, immune system support, improved energy metabolism, increased glycogen synthesis, and faster recovery from exhaustive exercise. According to medical professionals, humans should not consume more than 3 grams per day of glutamine or even monosodium glutamate. It is okay. This salt is in small amounts, no problem, no side effects. And monosodium glutamate cannot be recommended on a diet based on high carbohydrates food. Why? Because you eat too much of this carbohydrate. It makes food delicious. You eat too much, you are getting diabetes, you're getting insulin sensitivity to insulin drops, etc. So you develop a lot of health complications. So don't do it. So, because again, what else? Why else? Digestion of carbohydrates needs alkaline conditions, while the digestion of proteins need acidic conditions. With excess of monosodium glutamate in food, the gastric juice and blood becomes too acidic, because your body try to get more protein. You give signals that you eat protein-rich food. And then as your gastric juice gets acidic to digest these proteins, and if you have excess of this monosodium glutamate get into your blood gets acidic also. But as excessive doses of glutamine, and make it different. Again, it make maybe alkaline, but also they can cause nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, gas, bloating, or diarrhea in some people. Again, in some people, especially if you eat this glutamine too much, you can get huge complications like not only bloating of your stomach and all your guts, but also excessive gas production. Okay, well, everything is. Don't do it. Don't take glutamine together with carbohydrates. And monosodium, monosodium glutamate should not be taken with carbohydrates. Glutamine is so-so. It can work this and that way, but okay, that's again, if you have too much money, okay, probably take it. Okay, our health greatly depends on the acidity in our stomach and intestines. If the acidity of the gastric juice is too low, I mean it is alkaline or low acidity, meat and plant proteins cannot be digested properly. So when undigested protein travels to the colon, it rots there with release of ammonia and substantial increase in pH values. The high pH values, so it is alkalinity, stop colon peristalsis and lead to constipation. It is terrible. It is terrible. Okay, you see, don't eat monosodium carbohydrates with noodle soup. Okay, limit. It is not good idea. Okay, then monosodium gluconate may reduce pH values, improve peristalsis. Yeah, okay, sorry. I mean, I just get confused myself. So if you cannot digest your protein, then it rots, and then you have huge complications. And if you take monosodium glutamate with carbohydrates will be not digested. Okay, and then the bacteria in your colon will produce gases from this undigested carbohydrates. You have to understand. So monosodium glutamate may reduce pH value, improve peristalsis, and reduce production of toxin in the colon from undigested protein. Okay, with protein it is perfect, it is okay. Again, my personal observations in Thailand are such that locals don't suffer from psoriasis and other autoimmune complications, in contrast to people in Western countries and to myself. Yeah. I may tentatively explain it by referring to the consumption of monosodium glutamate. Yeah, I was trying to avoid it. Now, yesterday I went to the food store. I got this monosodium glutamate, and I will use it. Okay, in small amounts, and I will see what will be effect. Okay, yet in my opinion, a monosodium glutamate consumption cannot be recommended with a diet rich in carbohydrates, because you will get obesity, etc., etc. Your protein will be not, your carbohydrates will be not digested properly, and so again, you have to understand what to use. If you improve make your food delicious, make meat delicious, it will help. Okay, in contrast, glutamine can have benefits with a diet rich in carbohydrates. Okay, because it is neutral, it is not changing your gastric juice, it is not changing your acidity in your intestine. Okay, in clinical trials, doses from 5 to 45 grams of glutamine per day used up to 6 weeks, no side effects was because we have a lot of this amino acids in our body, something close to 200. I don't remember for sure, but it's a lot. So it is not 5 or 45 grams. It is changing nothing actually. And especially it can be removed from your body. Excessive amount of this glutamine will be removed from your body very easy. But be careful anyway. Okay, then because of the long-term effects of high glutamine intake are not unknown, then again, people can supplement their diet with a low amount of glutamine as recommended officially. And what is recommended officially? 3-5 grams maximum. In old age, it is different. It is important to consume at least 2 grams of dry protein per kilo of body weight per day. Otherwise, you will get sarcopenia, you will get a lot of problems with digestion, etc. So official medical, and then again, Official medical recommendations call for the consumption only 0.8 gram of dry protein per kilo of body weight per day. But they don't take into consideration the need to produce digestive enzymes and immune cells. So it is, again, if you limit consumption of protein in old age, you will not live long. This is for sure. I will tell you, this is absolutely for sure. So personally, I take more than 2 grams of dry protein per kilo. I eat a lot of protein, and it helps me, and muscles grow. I feel good, and even I see some rejuvenation, but not because of this glutamate or glutamine. Just other stuff works. Okay, so in my opinion, pardon for the noises. In my opinion, there is no need to include glutamine supplements in the diet of the elderly if you consume a lot of meat, as we can get enough of this amino acid from food. However, monosodium glutamate can be used in food in moderate amounts. If you like the taste, if it makes your food delicious, why not? Why not? It is peanuts, okay, for peanuts. What else? I was already talking about this importance of electrolytes, and if you follow the ketogenic diet or carnivore diet, many people get into trouble. What trouble? They don't have enough of potassium and magnesium, because mostly people get potassium and magnesium from fruits and vegetables. If you stop eating fruits and vegetables, you will get deficiency of these electrolytes, and you will get a lot of complications. So I use it as salts. I use it chlorides of magnesium or sulfate of magnesium, and I use potassium chloride, and it makes my food delicious. Not magnesium, but actually the potassium makes food delicious. Okay, let's go. Yet again, controversy which I don't agree at all. This is my opinion, but it is based on scientific publications. So, okay, again, World Health Organization recommends daily intake of not more than 5 grams of table salt. This is 2 grams of sodium. Monosodium glutamate can be used to reduce sodium in this food without a taste trade-off. So your food will be delicious, but with less sodium. Is it good? I think not. Okay, monosodium glutamate contains about 12% of sodium, which is two-thirds less than it contains in table salt. And data shows that maybe 25 to 40% reduction in sodium is possible in specific product categories when monosodium glutamate is substituted for some salt, table salt. Again, this is crazy. This is crazy, absolutely crazy. World Health Organization, they don't care about your health. Trust me, they are not for your health. However, an estimated sodium intake about 3 to 6 grams of sodium, not 2 grams, but from 3 to 6 optimum, or it is like from 5 to 12 grams of table salt per day, was associated with lower risk of death and cardiovascular events. There was research, this I use, so it means that so you can use this 5 or up to 10 grams of table salt per day, no problem at all, and you can add to this salt monosodium glutamate with no problem. Okay, so not replacing, but just make it even more delicious food. So because table salt itself improving food, make food better, but together with monosodium glutamate is even better. Okay, so people were using sodium chloride for centuries to preserve food, to preserve meat and fish, and they were consuming a lot of sodium chloride with no problem. But if you try to reduce intake of the sodium, then you will get many problems. Okay, we will go to the next slide. You will see it. Okay, then again, what else? If you're on carnivore diet, you are deficient in potassium, but you need more than 1.5 gram of potassium per day minimum. Better more because again potassium is very important. And potassium very easy to remove with by kidney. If your kidney is healthy, no problem. So you can increase potassium in food a lot, and it makes your food even better. Okay, so let's go. So we adults need from 4.7 to 10 gram of potassium. Potassium, not potassium chloride. It is a lot of no, pardon, this potassium chloride, this I made mistake. Okay, you can use 10 gram of potassium chloride a day or more, no problem. Okay, this is, you see the risk of death from any case. And you see 5 gram is optimum, minimum. If you take more, it is maybe not so well, but it is the risk is increasing slowly. But if you reduce to 2 gram, this is 2 gram, then the risk is double. And if you reduce even below 2 gram, wow, it will be exponentially higher. So don't do it. Okay, 5 gram of sodium is okay, like it is 10 gram, about 10 gram of sodium chloride. This is absolutely okay. And potassium, okay, you can make more. Why you need more potassium? Because your body has more potassium in your than sodium. Sodium is outside of the cell, potassium inside, and proper amount of sodium and potassium necessary for so-called sodium-potassium pump. So in the membrane to regulate to regulate the size of the cells and how they perform. So don't think that you will overeat potassium. Potassium very easy to remove. Sodium not so easy, because people were in past people were deficient in sodium, not in potassium. Potassium you will get from any plants. But again, if you stop eat plants, then you are deficient already in potassium and magnesium. Okay, then you have references. You can and you can click on this, or you can click in the references in the text. Go to research, and what I say again, my opinion is, you see, it is very different from official, and I better stay to this my research, because I do really review of literature. I go deep. I don't read some popular websites. And I don't even use artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence will give you already politically correct official viewpoint of medical experts. If you want to know what medical experts will advise you, use artificial intelligence or go to medical to hospital and ask. But you will not live long. Okay, nobody living long if a person follows the advice of this medical professional. This is what I never do. At 25 years minimum, I never was getting sick. Never. In part, it is because I never was using medical advice and medical services. Even in Germany, I paid a lot of money for compulsory of medical insurance. So if you're in Germany, you pay, and it's 15 or 17% of your brutto salary before taxes. It is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, I tell you. And then it was like, this is why I'm in Thailand. In Thailand, I don't pay any medical insurance. I don't want to have medical insurance. And so I stay healthy. This is the way for me. But okay, thank you for watching this video. I share my personal opinion. I have my project. It is different. I am not talking about extending my health and life to 100, 120 years. My goal is much higher. I want to live few hundred years, and it is possible. Again, possible, but not with, of course, these supplements. Supplements can keep you healthy and can extend this lifespan to maybe to 120 years, but not further. Not further. It needs much more to make rejuvenation and to make your body young forever. But it is possible. Biologically, it is possible. There are many nature show us that like neck mole rats, bats, some, not all bats, but some bats, and also some fish, they're not aging at all. Not to mention that insects like honeybees or ants. That's the queen of honeybees is living almost forever. It is dying, or it gets killed by bees because it cannot produce more fertilized eggs. Yeah, this why it lives only 6 years, but a bee, working bee lives 2-3 months only. Okay, so compare. And the same about termites, about ants. So you have to understand why this, with the same genetics, everything the same. But what is different? Food and other stuff. Okay, you mind that it is again possible. Okay, nature gives us a good example that it is possible. But official medical advice is not to extend your lifespan so much. It is maybe to reduce spending of government spending on your retirement. So you have to live shorter, or maybe you will live in good health, but then eventually die and in good health. Okay, but you will not overload these pension funds. Okay, I'm not medical professional. It's my opinion is actually my opinion, and consult your doctor before making any decision, or act on your personal responsibility. I am not responsible for this. Okay, because my opinion may or may not, mostly not agree with official recommendations. So please do your own research. I hope you enjoyed this video, learned something new. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to press the like button and bell to be informed about new videos, and subscribe to my channel and share this video and information about my channel with your friends and family. Maybe it will help you. Okay, maybe it will help you, because I'm Cheap Charlie. I try to find cheap supplements, cheap ways to increase, improve my health, to extend my lifespan. But of course, this main goal is something different. It's again, it is more costly. It needs more efforts. But again, even if you improve your health, it would be good compensation for your time which you spend on watching my videos. Okay, your support means a lot, and help me to spread the word about this important topics. I applied recently for project, which is actually for 2 projects. Both ideas I took from nature. One, it is about lubrication, because I took idea of lubrication from nature and developed it, and it works absolutely perfect. But I didn't find any support of this idea, despite I was even producing advanced engine oils, but I didn't get any support. So it is again, despite we are talking about saving energy, it is nobody want to pay. I was producing this oil myself. I trying to sell it, but I cannot sell it in big volumes. So this is a problem, because it is all over-regulated, it's all suppressed, and people don't want to pay to compensate any compensation for the job of inventors. And another my project was again to extend health span of people, especially cardiovascular diseases, to remove arterial. And it works. It's easy, guys. It's easy. I already tested not only on myself. There were some voluntary people, my clients, who participated in it, and they report very big improvement. And it is not, I would not say it is for peanuts. No, it is a little bit expensive, because it's way extensive supplements to produce these supplements. But again, if I will get support, it will be available. But again, let's see. It looks like it will be not supported, because the extension of your lifespan is not does not benefit these super rich people. or maybe super rich people will support me because I will extend their lifespan. Okay, I am ready to cooperate. I am a good guy. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.